Dick Cheney has now come out and mentioned President Obama as an unmitigated disaster. April 15th, 2012, on this tax day. Now, I made a video recently, long time ago, August 29th, 2011, about Dick Cheney's memoirs, admitting about the making no grievances about the Iraq War and continuing that, and not looking back on the Iraq War as a mistake. He called it a good decision on his part. Now he has come out and mentioning Obama has been an unmitigated disaster on the headline on Drudge Report. The actual videos from realclearpolitics.com I'll post on here, but my original video was in August 29th, 2011, about his memoir that came out, Dick Cheney, My Time, where he has made no apologies about the Iraq War, and even George Will, the leading conservative, one of the leading establishment conservatives out there, from OutsideTheBeltway.com, headline, George Will, Dick Cheney owes apology for Iraq War. Even him coming out and saying that. And this is the article originally from Infowars.com. Dick Cheney, 1 year as a walking zombie. Former VP marks anniversary as member of the living dead, because it came out when he had heart problems and all of that, was saying that he was basically not living on any heart. It was basically a machine that he was attached to mimic a pulsating beat in his heart, not actually having a real heart. Now that comes as an irony for most viewers watching this, or to anybody that has common sense, where saying he has no heart, ironically, when he's responsible for the millions of dead Iraqis and the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan under the guise of the War on Terror. So I just wanted to point that out there and ask all of you to look it up and find out for yourself, that many of you probably know already, about Dick Cheney being a liar and a con artist. And when he talks about Obama being an unmitigated disaster, it goes to show that they're playing the same old political system, left-right paradigm argument against most of the American people, thinking that, well, we'll kick Obama out and elect somebody else. Meanwhile, like somebody like Mitt Romney, they'll make the same mistakes that Obama has made. Well, mistakes that the media says, like what Romney says about Obama, saying he doesn't know how to run the economy. He knows exactly what he's doing, because he's working for the same people that Mitt Romney's working for. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, all of them, Wells Fargo, and members of the private Federal Reserve Bank. So this is a classic example of deceit and duplicity on his part, because it's stuck to the old tired political games that I've made a video about. At least he's not a commie, the Glenn Beck t-shirt from his store, talking about, well, at least he's not a commie, referring to Mitt Romney over Barack Obama, so that makes him such a good person and such a saint for us to vote for, and to give our hearts to him and allow him to run the country as Obama did and destroy it to the ground, just like the original agenda intends for it. So this is a walking liar himself, Dick Cheney. Obama calls it unmitigated disaster, continuing the same old policies. But he doesn't think that, because he thinks you're dumb. Basically, on the idea of insulting our intelligence, insulting all of our intelligence by talking about this, where they think, oh, they'll just replace the next guy and put him in, and everything else will be fine. But it's not going to be fine, as most of you know that, because coincidentally that video, I'll actually post it along with these articles, talking about where he was a director of the Council on Foreign Relations for years, and he didn't tell the voters that in Wyoming, and everybody giggles in the crowd. It was a CFR speech, because they know that, because they think you don't read all these articles that they put out in public view for documents and all of that, and they think you're stupid, or animals, or just dumb animals being used as a pawn, as Henry Kissinger mentioned, as what he describes U.S. soldiers using as cannon fodder for foreign policy. So you heard it from the man himself. Calls Obama unmitigated disaster. Red alert, left-right paradigm at work.